Hey guys, Surf here. So I wanted to share a video today of an arena draft I did. I paid the 150 gold to enter the arena and I did a draft. I chose Jaina the mage as my hero, and for the most part the draft went pretty smooth. Most of the choices were between common cards. There was a few choices for rares and I think one epic, but in the video what you'll see is I think between the common cards, to me the choices were fairly straightforward, but definitely take a look at the video, and if you feel that there's some choices that you did not agree with, let me know. If you feel like they were all good choices, let me know too. So take a look at the choices I made in this draft. Going to do my first arena run of the month. Alright, spending 150 gold for the arena run. Choices are Jaina the mage, Valera the rogue, or Gul'dan the warlock. I'm going to select Jaina Proudmoore the mage.
My magic will prevail.
Alright, first choice. No, I guess egg. Probably not. Maybe ship's cannon. I'm gonna hold up for a better 6 drop, so I'm going to select the ship's cannon. This one's a maybe, this one's no, this one's also a maybe. So it's between Gnomish Inventor and Flesh-Eating Ghoul. So I already have a couple of minions with 2-3 life, so I'm going to go with the 4. No, these look all pretty bad. Very unlikely that I will have a weapon. I think I'm going to go with the taunt, even though it's kind of weak, at least it has 7 life. This one's a no. This one's maybe, but this one has silence, so I think I'm going to go with silence. Okay, these are rare cards. The blue gem. Cast a spell. I'm going to try the Flame Walker. Flame Waker. I'm going to try the Flame Waker. No. For 5. 7's a good attack, but I think this is kind of low. So I'm going to go with the Jungle Panther because it has stealth also. At least it'll survive to get an attack out. This one's decent stats, 3-2. I already have a ship's cannon. Yeah, I don't really have a high attack. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Puddle Stomper. It's decent 3 attack for 2 mana. I'm going to go with the Sludge Belcher for the taunt and the Death Rattles effect. I'm going to go with the Emperor Cobra. I'm going to go with the Lost Tall Strider. Has a pretty good stats, 4 mana, 5 attack, 4 life. Okay, just like the 3rd or 4th time I think that the ghoul has showed up, so I am going to choose the ghoul. I'm gonna have to go with the good old Flame Strike. This one's, I think, okay. This one's alright for 2, but I think it's random, so I'm gonna go with the Flame Strike. So in this round right here, it was the choice for the 13th card. I'd already picked 12 fairly easily. On the 13th one, I was offered Flame Strike, Flame Cannon, and Force Tank Max. So I think the sexiness of the Force Tank Max, just because it's a big card. I think it's a 7/7, 8 mana cost, and it comes with Divine Shield. So I think just, a big hitter like that, I was immediately drawn to it. But at the same time, looking at the 2 other cards, which were magic cards, Flame Strike is the good old AoE, clear the board. It does, I think, 4 damage to all the enemy minions. Then you got the Flame Cannon, which is only 2 mana, but it does 4 damage to one random minion. So for me, I think the choices came down to while Force Tank was a minion I would have liked to have, but I think ultimately trying to look at the options, choices came down to either Flame Cannon or Flame Strike. And the only thing about the Flame Strike was it's a great card, but I think the 7 mana cost kind of made me hesitate a little bit. But when it came down to it, I ended up going with the Flame Strike just because it does have that effect where it hits multiple minions. So there was a little bit of hesitation in the choice here. Made me think about which one I really wanted, Flame Cannon or Flame Strike. But I think ultimately I made the right choice by going with the Flame Strike. I'm going to go with the Silence again, run 2 Silence cards. I think for this choice I'm going to go with the Arcane Intellect for more draw power. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Fairy Dragon. I don't have a 1 mana minion yet, so this one's pretty bad, 1 attack. So between this and this, I think I'm going to go with the Mana Worm. Okay, I think this one's alright. This one's, I think I'm going to go with the Frost Elemental here. Okay, this one's decent. It's a 3/2 with a spell effect. So it'll fit nicely in with my Fairy Dragon and Puddle Stomper. This one's alright, but not against these two. So either Arcane Intellect or a minion. So I think the choice is between Sorcerer's Apprentice, 2 mana for a 3/2 stat, or 3 mana for Arcane Intellect for 2 cards. This one's not in the running. I currently only have only have 2 spell cards, so I'm really heavy on minions, so I'm gonna go with the Arcane Intellect. Okay, so I think the choice is either Emperor Cobra or Arcane Nullifier, which has a pretty nice effect along with its taunt. Let's see here, that's a 4. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already. 5 fours, that's a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3s, but that's 2 spells. So I think I'm going to go with the Emperor Cobra. Oh, do I have any taunts? So I do have 1 taunt. It's a 1/7. There's a 2/5. Tough choice here. Taunt or Cobra? I think I'm going to go with the taunt. I already have a Cobra, so going with the taunt. So in this choice right here, which was I think for the 20th card, this was actually the one time that I felt out of the whole draft where it really took me a while to decide which one to pick. The tough decision for me was between the Emperor Cobra and Arcane Nullifier. The Emperor Cobra, although it's only a 2/3, I really like the effect of whatever minion it damages automatically dies. In some ways, if you could protect that behind a taunt or freeze the enemy, it's almost basically an assassinate whatever minion it picks and attacks. That minion's dead, regardless of how much life it has. So that effect is a little sexy. The Arcane Nullifier, I think I like it because it can't be targeted by spells or hero power, and it has a taunt. So I really like both, and I was really debating which one I wanted. I went through a couple of the pros and cons for each, but I think ultimately I went with the Arcane Nullifier just for a couple of the reasons. One, because I already had an Emperor Cobra that I had picked earlier, so 2 would have been nice, but I think if I was given in that situation where I'm on the ropes and I'm getting my board cleared and I'm just putting 1 minion down at a time, Emperor Cobra is not going to survive with only 3 life points, whereas the Arcane Nullifier with the taunt has a little bit more life, and also it can't be targeted, so a minion has to be the method that kills it for the most part. The other reason was I had actually miscounted, but I had thought I didn't have that much taunt minions. I think I missed one, which was the Sludge Belcher, but I could always use another taunt in the deck, so I think ultimately at the end I went with the Arcane Nullifier. I do feel it was a tough decision, but I do feel it was the right choice. I currently do not have any mechs, so no on this one. Another taunt or a secret. When someone dies, put 2 copies of it into your hand. So would I be happy having these copies of these in my hand? I think I'm gonna go with the secret. It'd be nice to have multiple of cards that I have here right now, so let's go with the duplicate. Alright, I think I'm gonna go with the Flame Cannon. I am light on spells. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 21. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to go with the Spectral Knight here. I'm kinda low on my high mana costs. Ooh. Chillwind Yeti or Flame Cannon. I think when it comes down to it, all things being equal, even though the Yeti costs 2 more, you want to have a minion on the board that could stay there and possibly take 1 or 2 out, versus this will only take 1 out. Okay, another Spectral Knight. I think I'm gonna go with the Twilight Drake here. So let's see, Dragon's Breath, 4 damage, the potential for it to go down in cost, or freeze. I think I'm gonna go with the freeze. I think I'm gonna have to go with Flame Strike again. Do I need a buff? No. Spell damage? No, I think I'm gonna go with another cone. Oh, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Five, 6. So far 6 spell cards, so let's go with this Cone of Cold. Okay, so given a choice of epic cards, this one is actually pretty weak. A Spellbender. It's Clockwork Giant. No. Fell Reaver. Alright, that's my first arena draft. So that's the end of the draft. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoyed. If there's any picks that you felt went the wrong way or you didn't agree with, just let me know. I'll be interested to hear what you think. See you next time.